Hey fourth graders, Miss Johnson here. Today for our math problems we're going to be focusing on place value. So we focused a lot on this at the beginning of the year, but we're going to review a little bit of what the different place values are and what is 10 times more or 10 times less of each place value. So let's take a look at that real quick before we get to our problem. Since we're focusing on place value today, let's review a few things. First of all, we know that each place value is the digit that's represented by the whole number. And then the value is the amount that each digit is worth. We also want to make sure that we remember that each place value to the left is 10 times the place value to the right. When we say that each place value to the left is 10 times the value of the place value to the right, what that means is if I have a 4 in the hundreds place, like in the chart on the left, that's a value of 400. If I then also had a 4 in the tens place, that tens place would have a value of 40. That means that the 4 in the hundreds place is 10 times more than the 4 in the tens place, because 40 times 10 is 400. So another way that we can use place value is through non-standard partitioning of a number. So we see a blank template there on the left. On the right, I've added the number 4,535 as an example. So I can break that into regular expanded form in that first part where I have 4,000 plus 500 plus 30 plus 5. But I can also think about it in different forms. So the second way I could think about it is 4,000s, 500s, and 35 tens. I could also think of it as 45 hundreds, like the third example, and 35 tens. But no matter which way I do, it's still equal to 4,535. Now let's take a look at our first problem. Our first problem reads, Jeremiah saved 4 $100 bills and 6 $10 bills to buy a car. The car costs 10 times as much as he saved. How much does the car cost? I want you to reread this question. Think about our place values. Think about our non-standard partitioning, and think about the different ways in which we can represent a number using place value as you begin to answer this question. Let's start by going over problem number 1. So this problem told me that Jeremiah had 4 $100 bills and 6 $10 bills saved. So as I take a look at that, that tells me that he had $460 saved. But the car that he wants to buy costs 10 times more. So if I multiply 460 times 10, that shifts each of those place values up one place value. So the car will cost $4,600. Now let's take a look at problem number 2. A video game costs $40. This is 10 times fewer than the amount of the game system. How much does the game system cost? Think about what this problem is asking. Think about which of those is going to be the one that needs to cost more money as we try to find our answer. Now let's take a look at the answer to number 2. So in this problem, we know that the video game costs $40, which is 10 times fewer than the game system. Since it says that it's 10 times fewer, that tells me that I'm going to need to multiply 40 times something because the game system needs to cost more money than the game. So since it's 10 times fewer, I multiply 40 times 10, and I now find that the game system is $400. Great job today, Kipsters. Remember, the work looks a little bit different than we're used to, but you're still doing it and you're still working hard. Way to go and keep it up.